and welcome. This is the recap for philosophy and the talents of the future, where I'll try to summarize some of the most important questions we encountered and thought about during this semester. We're starting from the beginning, where you had to learn about the different kinds of AI, machine learning, deep learning, and in particular, large language models and diffusion models that are currently very popular, exactly because they work very well. And after this broad introduction into machine learning, we started asking the big questions of this course, which are, of course, what's the relationship between AI and the future of humanity? So first we asked, what are the stakes? Then we thought about whether this might be the most important century for humanity and what are some arguments in favor of that claim and, of course, against that claim, and trying to understand why in each case. Now we started talking about the various risks. If you remember, with large language models, a taxonomy of the various risks posed by current LLMs at the societal level, but also we defined the notion of an existential risk, and we asked how and why could misaligned AI potentially become an existential risk. And that was the central question for that part of the course and continued to be the main action along which we thought about AI and AI safety and the alignment problem or control problem as we defined it. Moreover, we thought about the different paths to superintelligence and whether we might currently witness some indications that might be telling us that we could be on one of those paths to superintelligence through the current success of deep neural networks. Further, we discussed about the cognition of the machine. We asked, what do we really know? The answer was not that much, but what we do know is two ideas, instrumental convergence and the orthogonality thesis. Instrumental convergence is this notion that some sub-goals might be more useful than others, and so there are incentives for agents such as AIs to adopt these instrumental goals on the way to other goals, and the orthogonality thesis that an agent's intelligence and their values or morality are orthogonal. They're not necessarily affecting one another. And after that, we started thinking about the potential of a technological singularity. We asked, could it happen? And in particular, could it happen a little bit sooner than one might think, exactly because of how fast the progress of artificial intelligence is at the moment. And at this point, we also argued that whether AI models will be conscious or not is generally the wrong question, exactly because intelligence and consciousness are not necessarily tied together. Now, having discussed all these ideas and problems, why should we think about the future of humanity? Is there some kind of moral responsibility towards our future selves, or perhaps other future beings that are not right now alive? We cannot see them, but they would be alive if we did the right things in the present to ensure and protect their future. So the moral question here is whether we humans at the moment have some kind of moral responsibility towards these future lives, and what should we do to make sure that they get to be born and they get to have a good life as well. And so we asked a little bit more specifically, what kind of steps should we take? And what you know from this course is two specific kinds of directions. One is research and technical AI alignment, exactly trying to solve the control problem, how we're going to reliably install goals into machine learning systems such as the current large language models. And secondly, a complicated societal problem of coordination, among other things, AI governance, regulation, policy making, enforcing the right rules to ensure a good future through the safe deployment of AI systems. And here you see two images generated by the OpenAI model DALL-E. On the left, the prompt was a good, flourishing future for humanity, and on the right, an awful future of humanity. And on that note, I'd like to thank you for your participation in this course and wish you all the best.